Okay guys, today we are talking bladders. So if you are a fellow adventurer, explorer, and traveler, and you're still carrying around metal water bottles, it is time for you to upgrade. So I have two different Amazon bladders, and one is a 2-liter and the other is a 3-liter. And when I was first buying these, I wasn't really sure which size to get. So I just kind of wanted to go over some of the features of these things and how to use them, as well as which one I would probably recommend that you buy. So I'm not sure what the other brand is, but I will put a link or a little caption here. And this one is Kureida, I think. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce weird names. But anyways, this one is a 2-liter one. And I have noticed that this one kind of, I don't want to say leaks, but I have had some issues where it's like the backpack that I carry these in will be a little bit wet. But overall, I haven't had very much of an issue with either of these. Now, the lids are kind of interesting, and it's the same actually on both of them. Like the mechanisms are both exactly the same. Anyways, the lids on these are interesting because it's like you have to hold this very small little lip when you're filling it up, which is kind of awkward because it's like you want the water to go in. And then this thing, definitely don't hold your bag by this at all. It usually is attached in there. I just detach it because it's kind of pointless. So never hold your bag by that lid because it's really just only in there by this little tiny tab. And so it's not going to hold the weight of the bag. And these openings on them are so big that you can put ice in there so that your water stays cool. And it's so much better to carry. And then once it's empty, like these things are so light, you're not carrying around like a huge empty bottle or multiple bottles, which, you know, was usually the case for me. Now, in terms of the hose or the water line, I'm not actually sure what it's called, but you just clip it in. You do want to make sure that it's clipped in fully. Otherwise, that's where you can end up with some of that leakage issue. And when you take it out and there is water in the water line, just make sure you're doing it over a sink because the water will just, you know, come out once you undo it. And anyways, so I like that these have a cap so that way your little spigot isn't getting all dirty from the trail. And this one in particular, you basically just with your teeth pull up on it to open it and bite down, and then that releases the water. And then as soon as you let go, it just kind of closes back up, and then you can put the lid back on. So this one is kind of more automatic, I guess. Whereas this one, it does seem like you have to pull it up first and then bite and then push down and then close, so there's kind of just like the extra step of pushing down when you're closing it. But again, I've had no problems with this one. I like this a lot. How I tend to use my bladders, I just use it in my carry-on backpack, and I've done another video on that, which I can link to. But it hangs just fine in a backpack. I haven't had any real issues with that. So this one, like I mentioned, is a 2-liter bag, and I have taken this on trips. I usually take this one on trips with me. Granted, I think I'm going to start trying to find a way to bring the 3-liter, and the reason why is because this is not enough water for me. So when I am doing, I think it was maybe a 2 or 3 mile hike, I ran out of water. Yes, it was the desert and I was sweating a lot, but this was definitely not enough water. And I have not run out of water with the 3-liter one, but I have twice now with the 2-liter one. So that's kind of the concern here. So the 2-liter bag, it's good. It's compact. It's easy to take with you traveling. But again, it's just like the 2 liters just doesn't seem to be enough water. So if you do really small, short hikes, or maybe you don't tend to drink that much water, or maybe even sweat that much, which I don't think that you really sweat that much. But yeah, for me, I just feel like the 3-liter is the perfect amount of water where I haven't ran out yet, but it's good for both small hikes and and bigger hikes. And then also you don't have to fill the bag up the whole way. You can just go to 2 liters if you want instead of doing 3 liters. So let me show you how to fill up the bag and set it up. It's really simple and easy. So however you choose to fill up the bag is totally up to you. You can do it in the sink or in the fridge or with a pitcher, however you prefer. Just make sure that whatever you do, you have a really good hold on that small plastic part. Preferably hold it in your strongest hand because it does get heavy as you fill it up. Also, when you're putting on the lid, make sure that you're putting it on securely. However, you don't want to put it on too tightly because it is challenging to get off after you've been using it. And the most important part is to make sure that the thread aligns so that way you're not putting it on crooked. A pro tip is to actually put the bladder into your backpack first and then thread in the hose so that way it's a lot easier for you. Once you're done using it, you can simply take it over to the sink, unclick the hose, and then sometimes water comes out right away, but otherwise if you just stretch out the hose and then pull on the little bite tab, then it usually releases the water into the sink. If you have any water left over, just unscrew the lid and dump out the rest. I tend to shake it and try to get all the water into the corner and then just get that out, and then I'll just use a paper towel and dry out the corner. Then I'll lay it down on the counter and use another paper towel and really just try to dry out the inside as well as the lid. And using an empty cup, I prop it up so that air can flow in and dry it out. So in terms of both of these bladders, I would give the rating for either of them really honestly 5 stars. It's just a matter of, do you want more water or less water? And I didn't know how much to choose in the beginning, but now in hindsight, like I said, I would always go for at least a 3-liter bag because you can choose to not fill it up all the way, but then you do have the option of having more water if and when you need it. And yes, the 2-liter bag, like I said, is a little bit more compact in terms of like traveling, but it's not that much more compact. So I think the 3-liter bag is the way to go, if not bigger. Other than that, I have thoroughly enjoyed having a bladder versus carrying the water bottle, and all my hiking buddies have appreciated it as well because there is no more ice clinking in the bottle while we are hiking up a hill. So would I buy these again? Most definitely. I will probably never carry a water bottle for hiking ever again. Bladders are a major game changer. So let me know if you have any questions and I'll be happy to answer those in the comments below. If you like this content, please do like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.